We're on our 4th rotation currently. We got a couple days left here of September. We are definitely going to get a 5th rotation. My guess is we probably have somewhere around 80 to possibly even 100 days of grazing ahead of us. Peace and joy, guys. Welcome back to another video. Hey, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Stick around for a while. It's about 6 a.m. Wednesday morning. It is September 28th. It is cold, chilly morning outside. And I thought I'd just take you guys along with me on a typical morning chore day before I go into work. And it's going to be a little bit difficult because it is dark outside. I don't know how well it's going to film, so hopefully it turns out good. And that's kind of part of the morning struggle. You'll see moving those chickens in the dark. It's kind of a pain in the butt. So come along with me. Alright, one thing you don't want to forget going out to do morning chores is a flashlight. So this is probably my #1 tool for the morning chores, especially moving chickens. You know, you'd think moving every 12 hours they would just know not to go by the back of it, but the morning time is a struggle with these things, man. The afternoon they seem to move pretty well, but the morning time, well, let's just say it's a good thing nobody can hear me out here some mornings, because my choice of language sometimes probably isn't the best. All right, these Freedom Rangers are about 9 weeks old, and we do have a processing date set for them of December 17th. So we got about another 3 weeks of doing this. And when I say I'm ready to be done with it, I am ready to be done with it. Something that's kind of interesting about these guys too is they actually crow, which it's something that the Cornish crosses do not do. So typically what I'll do is I'll put my flashlight back here, kind of stand it up right there so I can see in the back of the tractor through the front, so I can make sure that I don't run anybody over. All right, wake up guys, if anybody's sleeping still. A little less crowing and a little more moving, guys. I can see one just laying there. Make sure no legs are caught on the backside. Nobody's pinned in there. Feed bucket sitting right out here. Normally I just give them a scoop here because they'll clean that up through the rest of the day. All right, 1 down, 3 to go. tell you, pulling those on a fresh morning back always feels just wonderful in the morning. Come on, dude. I consider this part of morning chores to be frustrating, to say the least. Two, baby. One thing I like to do after I move them is just look around the crate, make sure that there's no holes, and make sure nobody's legs are sticking out the back end of this thing. Now, this would probably be a little bit easier if I built the dolly that I have the materials for, but they're not the time for. But I will do that this winter. Oh, what are you doing that to him for? Jeez, oh Pete's. Another thing I always do is check the water. I empty those out when I put the feed in there, and you know, make sure that the bucket is flowing. I want to visually see that. The other night, Allison and I did chores, and I came out here the next morning and we left a crate door open. With the grace of God, nothing went in there. Everybody looks pretty good. I don't see any legs sticking out anywhere. I don't see any holes anywhere. All right, time to move some cattle. This is the fun part of the morning. And by the time I get cattle started to get moved, and they cooperate pretty well most of the time, the sun starts to come up and you get to enjoy the sunrise. So this is the part of the morning I enjoy. Oh, I left the heat on in here. Woo, it's warm. All right, chickens, see you in about 12 hours. And here's the cattle herd. Looks like we're not going to get the best sunrise this morning because it's so cloudy. You can see the water's already set up to where when I move them in this paddock over here, I'm not going to have to do anything with the water. I do have a solar energizer on the hot wire right now, simply because I was having some problem with deer. When we moved into this field, there was a couple moves that I believe the deer were knocking the fence down, and it was kind of grounding the fence out, and there was a couple brave cows that would step over it. So since I put this guy on there, and because of the rain, our hot wire that runs down the top of this wire wasn't feeding quite enough juice, and I think that's what the issue was. So typically I would not have this solar energizer out here because we have a hot wire on top of this woven wire, and normally that takes care of it. I'm gonna hook it up on the new paddock. This will probably be the last move I'll do that with. Looks like the moisture is pretty much gone. I like that hammer. Nice resitch. All right. They're already starting to move. Come on. Come on. There's always a couple way out there that doesn't want to come, but I like to grab my flag for that. Some people say they don't like to use a flag. I like to use a flag. I think it gets the animals moving. Nothing that scares them too much. It just kind of gets them moving, just the sound of it, and then it gives you an extension of your arm. So come on, come on. So they'll all pretty much move up here. The issue you'll have is as these guys are walking back, they'll see them and want to turn around and walk back in the same paddock. Look at the amount of grass we're leaving behind here. This is a great stand. I mean, there's 12 inches probably in most spots. I mean, I don't know how well you can see that, but it's up to my boot. We're on our 4th rotation currently. We got a couple days left here of September, and we are definitely going to get a 5th rotation. My guess is we probably have somewhere around 80 to possibly even 100 days of grazing ahead of us. Leaving what we're leaving and moving them at the pace that we're moving them at, knowing you're going to come back to grass on your next grazing is kind of guaranteed so many days. This one back here, this gray Murray, she is always the last one. Got a mama nursing over here. So what are you guys waiting for here? I guess I don't understand. Hurry up, let's go. Can you see what they're going into here? Holy moly. That grass is past your knees. Come on, you can eat breakfast once you get on the other side of that little line there. Come on, Jordan. Let's go 2-3. All right, you two, you can eat breakfast once you get on the other side there, pretty girl. Probably be keeping that one, that little heifer there. Her mom's a good frame size for our operation, and half South Pole. What are you doing? All right, get their minerals moved, make sure their water's set up for the day. I'll be on my way to work. So that other line, I don't worry about that this morning. I'm gonna go ahead and get that tonight when I move them and set up fencing. Always set up 2 fences in the afternoon and end up having to take down 2 fences. That way it's a little quicker in the morning, and I don't have to worry about doing any fencing stuff in the morning. I always like to give them about half of their bucket accessible, and they'll respect this hot wire. Or, well, actually it's not even hot, but they don't know that. They will respect that very well. because they've been zapped by it before, trying to get a drink or trying to push each other around to get multiple cows in there at once to drink. And then this way they respect it enough to where only one or two will come up here and drink at a time. All right, guys, well, I've had a lot of people look at me like I was a little crazy when I tell them what I do in the morning for chores. So I thought I'd bring you guys along and kind of show you what a morning chore looks like. I hope you liked the video. If you do, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like it, share it with a friend, and I appreciate you watching. God bless.